Good morning and welcome to the 10 a.m. Daily Weather Brief. To kick us off this morning, we will take a look at today's upper level wind profile, where we had a freezing level sitting at 16,800 feet, and winds near the surface were more southerly, and then they become rather variable as you move up through the column today, with almost every cardinal direction being represented at some given point. Wind speeds also vary a good bit today, with winds calm or coming in near calm at both 3,000 and 6,000 feet, and then bouncing around between single digits and the teens up to an observed maximum of 22 knots at 25,000 feet. Now, pulling up our most recent surface analysis chart, we do have a cold front approaching from the Midwest that is continuing to remain just north of our area, and that is causing some southerly flow overhead, and that's helping to increase our moisture content throughout the day and pushing up our dew points just a little bit, a couple degrees higher than yesterday's, and unfortunately that extra moisture is going to push afternoon heat indices up, which is why we've already gone ahead and issued the heat advisory, and that is scheduled to come into effect here at 11 this morning. And then the high pressure region and the upper level ridge are both going to keep us dry throughout the day with no real rain chances, although of course a pop-up shower could always develop, and that will last until Thursday, when we start to see that ridge break down, and then that cold front up north advances through our area later in the day on Thursday into Friday, and that brings a much more widespread rain chance and the chance for some thunderstorms to roll through, especially given the strength of the front excuse me, and the amount of moisture that's just lingering in our area. And the primary threats associated with that frontal passage are going to be some stronger winds, lightning, and locally heavy rain. And then Thursday afternoon through the night, we'll see Friday coming in. Those rain chances will start to diminish a little bit more, but they'll linger around as that front slows its southward motion. And with time on Friday, we'll see that cooler and drier air behind that front start filtering in for the weekend as high pressure begins to build in, and that's going to be coming through the Great Lakes. And then come the weekend through Monday, we'll see highs in the upper 70s and breezy conditions before our temperatures and humidity gradually start to increase once again by Tuesday, and that will be under a strengthening ridge at that time. And that's going to lead us into our 24-hour risk chart here, unchanged from this morning. We can expect some light cloud cover here early, building through the peak heating hours, and then overnight in the later hours and through the early morning, we'll see clearing skies before those clouds start to build in one more time. We might even see some patchy fog this morning, or tomorrow morning. And today, the only color on the board is for the risk of high heat indexes, in which we are on our way. Our dew points are rather high right now. So hot and humid, of course, slight chance of a pop-up shower or thunderstorm, especially afternoon and into the early afternoon hours. And winds are light right now. We'll see a slight uptick in the overnight hours, early morning hours, and they'll be gusting upwards of 12-ish knots come tomorrow morning. Then moving to the short-term risk chart, slight changes, just changing probabilities for Thursday night and Friday to better match the 7-day outlook on the next slide. But Thursday, partly cloudy conditions with clouds building in throughout the day and a high of 88 greens throughout the day portion on Thursday. And then Thursday night, mostly cloudy with a chance of storms, especially later in the period, and a low of 76, and we might even see some good gusts move through in association with that frontal passage. And then Friday, mostly cloudy, and again a chance of storms and a high of 82. And that brings us to the 7-day forecast, We can see here on Thursday and Friday in the overnight hours, the late Thursday, early Friday hours, those rain probabilities coming in. That's tied with that cold front. And then we have lingering probabilities, on Friday associated with that front just slowing its roll a little bit. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, our rain chances subside quite a bit. Of course, there could always be a pop-up shower, but generally chances remain low. And then Tuesday and Wednesday, we start to see those rain chances increase one more time as a low pressure system is anticipated to start making its way through and dragging a couple fronts through the area. As for our temperatures, tomorrow will be the warmest day of the upcoming 7 days, coming in just below 90, and then we get that cool down behind that cold front, in which we'll see upper 70s, and then our temperatures kind of linger in that 80-degree range. So after Thursday and Friday, we should have a nice weekend, more comfortable weather. However, it will be a little bit breezy on over the weekend. And that's going to conclude the 7-day outlook. I will be back tomorrow at 8:15 for the daily weather operations brief.